Today's Wednesday, September 2nd, 2020. At a sweet little secluded private beach here on Bowen. Got the bright sun up in the sky, sending lots of reflected light onto me right now, and the sweet waves coming in real gentle. Just finished a day of work. Feeling the last couple weeks that have gone by in between now and my last video that I shot, and my last one was on our road trip up in Quatsino, north of Vancouver Island. We had a beautiful road trip. Made it out to Grant Bay for a camping, a night out there, and came down the Sunshine Coast and connected in with Ruby Lake and Skookumchuck Falls, Skookumchuck Narrows. Some cool little spots tucked away up there in Seashelt area, and been back to work and organizing. 1 week from tomorrow we fly out for Italy to host our Inner Temple Awakening retreat. Super excited about that. Hardly can believe it's real. And feeling the challenge of staying present with my work right now. So excited about what's coming. I feel like there's lots for me to still do to prepare and get ready for Italy and for the retreat, for all the other fun things I'm offering, and then I have to wake up and focus on what needs to be done today, make a successful today so that I can arrive at a successful tomorrow. And that's been a huge challenge. It's been a bit of stress trying to figure out where the right place is to put my attention, my focus, my energy, and I can state it real clear right now, but I've been wrestling with it for the last week or two, and it's been my big challenge. Just feeling called today to speak to sovereignty and oneness, the holographic nature of reality. And before I speak to that, I want to just speak to love and bravery. Because just as I was meditating for a little bit just now, before I shot this video, beneath all these grand thoughts, there was just the presence of what's been big in my life lately and what's been most real for me. And came down to a conversation that Becky and I had the other night, and she spoke to feeling a resistance in me to opening my heart to her in our relationship, to maybe limiting the potential of what we are or what we could become. Keeping myself open to explore other relationships is keeping me from opening my heart to what's going on between her and I, is how she's seeing it and feeling it, and it forced me to take a closer look at that and feel into what part of that is true for me, what part of that is maybe an area I'm hiding behind to keep myself a little safe, an area that my growing edge of fear right there of being 1 year into a relationship and still not knowing, you know, what our full potential is. Is this a lifelong love? You know, I don't feel I can answer that just yet. And then I try not to pretend like I'm lost in it. I try to keep myself anchored and grounded in like being present with what is, but holding the open possibility that we may be together for a while and then part ways again, just because I've lived this a few times in my life already, and I try to hold that reality before me. And I think, wow, you know, do I go all in on this love now and then just see where we go, where we end up a year from now or 2 years from now? And for the most part, I feel I'm doing that, but maybe she's calling me out that there's some part of me holding back. And as I felt into it, that part of me may not be the same as she described it, but there was truth to it. There was areas where I'm hesitating to ask for what I need or claim what I need in this relationship just because I'm not expecting it or putting the pressure on it to be my everything. So I'm like also short of showing up fully in it, short of opening my heart fully to it and saying what I'll need from her so that I can open my heart fully. And Becky's bravery around speaking that helped open up that exploration in my heart. And also it hurt to hear her say that she felt like I didn't love her or was not in love with her. And it forced me to look into my heart to see where I do love her and how I do love her, and where I'm playing it maybe a little too safe. Where I could dare to show up a little more and dare to speak my own fears, speak my needs, talk about the uncomfortable areas where I'm at a loss of what to do next, where it seems the areas where our relationship is wanting to grow are the areas that I'm the weakest in. And what usually works for me in a relationship in this area is not working for me now, and I'm at a loss at where to go, and it's tough, and I take it as a sign that maybe this relationship is not the one, or to be, you know, the one that's gonna last forever. So instead of braving into that area that's uncomfortable, I just read it as a sign and keep going in another direction. And this conversation asked me to show up more and to take this as life's gift for me to gain strength in this area of my life in relationships where I'm not as strong. With a beautiful woman and partner that's willing to show up and work with me in this area of my life, and to not be dismissive of that, or to pack up and move on so quickly. Just feeling moved to speak to this because it's one of the maybe bigger conversations that's gone down in my inner world in these last 2 weeks, and it's maybe the conversation that's carried the most gravity for me. And in braving into that territory, when Becky was brave enough to open that conversation, we dropped in, we went deep with it. I addressed some of those things that I was needing to speak to that I hadn't been brave enough to address up until that point, and it opened up a beautiful night for us. It went from a night of feeling very scary to a night of new levels of intimacy that we hadn't reached yet in our relationship, and deeper connection. Yes, new growth in our relationship, deeper roots of our love connecting, and was felt in our animal bodies, and still present with us the next morning as we're waking up. And I guess I'll just let this video, as it's already feeling full, come to a close with this share. And I offer that as my truth and my personal journey of allowing myself to be guided into my own spiritual growth through the reflection of my relationship, my partner, and the bravery of the heart, and the willingness to love. I say thank you, bless you all. May we push the limits of our own ability to let others in to our heart, and to not over-censor our own hearts, to keep it from opening and loving as much as it's ready to, or ready it wants to, without us guarding ourselves too much. Thank you, bless you all. Have a beautiful day.